Okay, so our chapter is fibrinolytics and anti-fibrinolytic agents. Now, what do you mean by fibrinolytic? So, before going into fibrinolytic, what is fibrin? So, this I have told you again and again. This we have repeated many times that fibrinolytics are the agents, or you can say fibrin is actually the clot. Okay, and fibrinolytics are the agents which break down the clot. Lytic मतलब होता है break down and fibrino means fibrin. So these are the drugs which will break the clot. Okay, and what are anti-fibrinolytic agents? Which will act opposite to the fibrinolytic agent. As the name itself suggests, anti-fibrinolytic agents are used exclusively when overdose of fibrinolytic agent is given. Okay, हम जब आगे स्लाइड्स में जाएंगे तो आप वहाँ पे देखोगे कि what are the uses of fibrinolytic agent. Understood? And अगर गलती से ज़्यादा डोज हो गया तो how you will revert that by giving anti-fibrinolytic drugs. So now we will go to the chapter. So it is mentioned here, fibrinolytics are the agent which lyse the thrombi or clot. Lyse means it breaks down either the thrombus or the clot. They recanalize the occluded blood vessels. Now what is the meaning of this? If a blood vessel is blocked due to deposition of a clot, thrombus or embolus, then these fibrinolytic agents, they break down that clot and as a result recanalize that blood vessel. Okay, and third is they activate the natural fibrinolytic system. So whenever you are giving fibrinolytic agent from outside, they are acting, plus they are activating the natural fibrinolytic system which is already present in our body. हमारी body में भी fibrinolytic agent present होता है, but it is acting as per the requirement of your body. Okay, but whenever there is clot deposition, you require extra dose of fibrinolytic and that is given from outside. Okay, so now we directly come to the mechanism of action. So first of all, there is injury. Whenever there is injury, what will happen? I told you the pathogenesis of inflammation will start. In any type of injury, the pathophysiology, the pathogenesis of inflammation starts, and as a result of that, what will happen? The clotting mechanism is activated. Clotting mechanism is activated and it is represented by the formation of a plug of platelet. Okay, so जब भी कोई इंजुरी होती है, then what happens? वहाँ पे clot बन जाता है. Clot क्यों बनता है और कैसे बनता है? Clot is formed to prevent the loss of the blood, and clot बनता कैसे है? With the help of clotting factors in the platelets. Understood? Now what happens? सबसे पहले जब इंजुरी लगी, चोट लगी, वहाँ पे platelets will come. Understood? These platelets will form a plug. They will close that bleeding site. After that, fibrin will come and fibrin will get deposited over that plug. Understood? And finally, there will be formation of a thrombus or clot. So I think you have understood. सबसे पहले इंजुरी होती है या चोट लगती है. So first of all the blood components move to that site of injury. Platelets move, they form a plug. Okay. And what happens next? Next, the fibrin comes and it gets deposited over the platelets and form a clot, a stable clot, and do not allow the outflow of blood. Okay. Now what will happen? जैसे ही हमारी body में thrombus बनता है, clot बनता है, our body's fibrinolytic system is activated and it causes the removal of fibrin or it breaks down the clot. This is, ये जो मैंने आपको mechanism बताया है, it is what which happens inside our body in normal conditions. Okay, आपको normal चोट लग गई हाथ पे, वहाँ से bleeding हो रही है, तो पहले वहाँ पे platelets आएंगे, they will form a plug, fibrin will come, fibrin will get deposited on the platelet, okay, and this will be known as thrombus. अभी thrombus बन गया, आपने देखा होगा जब आपको चोट लगती है तो एक brown color का layer बन जाता है skin के ऊपर. Are you getting? एंड उस स्किन के वो जो ब्राउन कलर का लेयर बना है उसके नीचे क्लॉट होता है. आर यू गेटिंग? सो वो क्लॉट ने अपना काम कर दिया है. व्हाट वाज इट्स फंक्शन? टू स्टॉप द ब्लीडिंग. नाउ द ब्लीडिंग हैज स्टॉप. अभी उस क्लॉट की जरूरत नहीं है हमारे बॉडी को. सो व्हाट आवर बॉडी विल डू? इट विल ब्रेक डाउन दैट क्लॉट. अंडरस्टूड? एंड दैट इज डन विद इन अवर बॉडी. आपको चोट लगती है तो थोड़ी डॉक्टर डू नॉट प्रिस्क्राइब फाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एजेंट. ओके, हमारी बॉडी का खुद का मैकेनिज्म होता है एंड इट कॉजेज द ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ क्लॉट. सो आई थिंक यू हैव अंडरस्टूड दिस. नाउ सी, if in certain conditions, like if a person is having a blocked artery, okay, thrombus present inside the cranial artery, brain में किसी artery में clot present है, उसकी वजह से person को stroke आ गया. Are you getting? Coronary artery में clot present है, thrombus is there, and because of that thrombus the person is suffering from angina pectoris or myocardial infarction. So in these conditions our body's fibrinolytic system is not able to dissolve that clot. Understood? Because to dissolve that clot, large amount of fibrinolytic agent is required. Understood? So whenever a person is suffering from these diseases and whenever extra amount of fibrinolytic agent is required, it is required to be given from outside. Understood? So it is required to be given from outside. Now as you can see from this slide, what it is mentioned here, whenever there is injury, I am talking about, as of now we are discussing about what is happening inside our own body when no external fibrinolytic agent is administered. Understood? So see what happens. सपोज आपकी बॉडी में आपको इंजरी हुई थी, क्लॉट बन गया है, अभी वो क्लॉट डिसॉल्व कैसे होता है, हाउ दैट क्लॉट इज ब्रोकन डाउन, दिस इज द मैकेनिज्म फॉर दैट. So first of all, in our vascular endothelium, what is vascular endothelium? The blood vessel lining. Okay, so हमारे blood vessel lining में, or you can say TPA is produced from the vascular endothelium. Now what is TPA? Tissue plasminogen activator. Okay, so whenever it is required to dissolve a clot which is present inside our body, which has been created due to some injury, okay, what will happen? There will be release of TPA from vascular endothelium, or you can say there will be release of TPA from the blood vessel lining. अभी ये TPA क्या करेगा? It will tissue plasminogen activator. Name itself tells its activity. Okay, so it will cause the activation of plasminogen which is already present in our blood. So what TPA will do? It will cause the conversion of plasminogen into plasmin. Okay, plasmin is the active form, and this plasmin is actually a protease enzyme. And all of you know what is the function. One of the function of enzyme is catabolism. Okay, so due to this plasmin, that clot will be broken down. Understood? ये कोई भी condition हो, in any type of injury, this is our natural mechanism. From vascular endothelium, TPA is released. This causes the conversion of plasminogen into plasmin, and this plasmin causes the breakdown of fibrin. So who is mainly responsible for breakdown of fibrin? Plasmin. So you have to remember this. Now we go to the next slide. Okay, as I have told you that plasminogen is a inactive form and it circulates in plasma and it is also attached to the fibrin. जो भी हमारे बॉडी में क्लॉट बनता है उस क्लॉट के साथ भी, what is fibrin? Fibrin denotes the clot itself. Okay, so जो plasminogen होता है, it is found in association, or you can say it is bound to fibrin, plus it is also circulating freely in our blood plasma. Understood? So what will happen? TPA, that is the tissue plasminogen activator, it has more affinity towards the fibrin, or you can say TPA has more affinity for the plasminogen which is attached to the fibrin or the clot. Understood? So what I am trying to say, हमारे ब्लड में प्लाज्मिनोजन प्रेजेंट होता है, फाइब्रिन के साथ भी प्लाज्मिनोजन अटैच्ड होता है. अंडरस्टूड? जैसे ही क्लॉट, सपोज द क्लॉट इज देयर, टिश्यू प्लाज्मिनोजन एक्टिवेटर, it will go and it will convert the plasminogen into plasmin. यहाँ तक आपको समझ में आ गया. But this TPA has more affinity for the plasminogen which is attached to fibrin as compared to the plasminogen which is floating in the blood. Understood? So this point you have to remember. Okay. Now what will happen? जो भी आपका blood में plasminogen flow कर रहा है, that is neutralized by one more chemical which is secreted in our body, that is called as antiplasmin. Understood? Okay. Now after that, it is the common binding. Okay, first I'll tell you this diagram, then from here you will be having a proper clarification. See this. This is your so this is your this first one. I'll repeat it once again. See it. This is your TPA. अगर आप TPA का 3D स्ट्रक्चर देखोगे, it looks like this. Okay. So ये TPA है आपका. TPA का क्या फंक्शन है? See this. This TPA will cause. Now what is this? This is your. Just a minute. Let me admit all. Okay. So this is your TPA, the first one, 3D structure. Now if you will see this, this is what? Plasminogen. Now what will happen? Now from here it will be clear. See, this plasminogen is attached to the fibrin. ये आपका clot है. Understood? This is your clot. आप देख सकते हो clot कैसा दिखता है. It is the actual picture. Okay? Clot कैसा दिखता है? बाहर ये जो आपको thread like structure दिख रहा है, mesh like structure, this is your fibrin. Okay? और ये जो अंदर है वो these are the blood cells which are trapped inside the mesh and they form a clot. ओके एंड प्लाज्मिनोजन इसके साथ अटैच्ड फॉर्म में होता है और ब्लड में भी प्रेजेंट होता है. नाउ आई थिंक यू हैव अंडरस्टूड. नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन, दिस प्लाज्मिनोजन, सी दिस इज फाइब्रिन. नाउ दिस प्लाज्मिनोजन विल बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू एक्टिव फॉर्म व्हिच इज कॉल्ड एज प्लाज्मिन. दिस इज आल्सो द एक्चुअल स्ट्रक्चर. ओके, नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन, ये प्लाज्मिन क्या करेगा, इट विल अगेन एक्ट ऑन दिस फाइब्रिन. ओके, इट विल अगेन एक्ट ऑन दिस क्लॉट एंड व्हाट इट विल डू, it will do, you can see this structure. सारे जितने भी thread like structure थे, they have broken down and the blood cells are free to come into the blood. So this is how the lysis of fibrin takes place. Okay, so this mechanism of action you can write. Understood? Now I think it is clear. So what is here, what is it? It is TPA. It causes the activation of plasminogen which is attached with the fibrin. Okay, whenever the TPA will act on plasminogen, this will be converted into plasmin. This plasmin will again act on this fibrin or the clot and it will cause breakdown of that clot. Okay, and you can see here the blood cells are free in blood and the threads are, you can see it is appearing in the form of broken pieces. Okay, so this is how the clot is broken down inside our blood. Understood? And यहाँ से second thing which I have already told you, what you have to remember is this TPA has more affinity for the plasminogen which is bound to fibrin. Okay, now we'll go to the next slide. Now see this slide. Okay, now what I was telling, I think up till here you have understood. Now we go to the next point. The next point is that whatever plasmin that is present in your blood, okay, which is moving freely, which has no work to do, it has to be neutralized. Understood? अगर आप उसको neutralize नहीं करोगे, जो आपके blood में ऐसे ही flow कर रहा है plasmin, what it will do? Plasmin is causing fibrinolysis. So it is actually a type of protein. It is a type of enzyme, protease type of enzyme. So ये जो plasmin है, what it will start doing? It will start neutralizing or degrading other proteins which are present in our blood. Understood all of you? So ये जो plasmin होता है, anything which is moving freely in the blood, either it will produce pharmacological action which will be beneficial for body or it will be producing adverse effects. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. So this plasmin is free in blood. तो ये कुछ तो काम करेगा ना. तो ये क्या काम करता है, जो भी हमारे ब्लड में प्रोटीन्स प्रेजेंट है उनको डाइजेस्ट करना स्टार्ट करता है या फिर डिग्रेड करना स्टार्ट करता है. सो हमें इस प्लाज्मिन को क्या करना है, वी हैव टू न्यूट्रलाइज इट. ओके, वॉट एवर एक्स्ट्रा थिंग इज देयर वी हैव टू न्यूट्रलाइज इट. सो हाउ इट इज न्यूट्रलाइज्ड, व्हेनेवर आवर बॉडी सीज, जैसे ही हमारी बॉडी को लगता है कि प्लाज्मिन ऐसे ही घूम रहा है ब्लड में, सो इट स्टार्ट सिक्रेटिंग एंटीप्लाज्मिन and this antiplasmin causes the neutralization of plasmin. Understood? But ये जो antiplasmin है, now a question will arise that this antiplasmin is neutralizing the plasmin which is circulating in blood, then why it is not neutralizing the plasmin which is associated with fibrin? Understood what I am trying to say? कि जो एंटीप्लाज्मिन का काम क्या है, टू न्यूट्रलाइज द प्लाज्मिन विच इज सर्कुलेटिंग इन ब्लड. ओके, नाउ क्वेश्चन क्या अराइज होता है कि व्हाई दिस एंटीप्लाज्मिन इज नॉट न्यूट्रलाइजिंग द प्लाज्मिन विच इज अटैच्ड टू द क्लॉट. ओके, सो इट इज अ क्वेश्चन. सो द रीजन इज दैट दिस एंटीप्लाज्मिन, okay, you can see this, it is mentioned here that this antiplasmin and fibrin जो भी clot होता है, okay, so common binding site for fibrin and antiplasmin. So whatever antiplasmin is there, it will not be able to attack the plasmin because there is a common binding site for fibrin and antiplasmin. Now I'll explain you like this. Just a minute. Now what I am trying to tell you, suppose this is your clot, okay, and this is your plasmin, okay, plasmin यहाँ पे attached है, this is your plasmin, okay, and this is your blood, blood में भी plasmin present, understood? Now you can see antiplasmin, ये antiplasmin present है, ये क्या करेगा, ये इस पे act करेगा जो कि blood में present है, but it will not be able to act on this plasmin which is attached to the fibrin. ऐसा क्यों होता है? The reason is there is a common binding site for fibrin and antiplasmin. ये जो plasmin है आपका, it is attached to the fibrin. अभी कोई भी चीज directly attached नहीं होती है, it is attached through a receptor. Understood? So ये जो receptor है, सपोज ओके, आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू लाइक दिस, ये आपका प्लाज्मिन है, प्लाज्मिन के ऊपर रिसेप्टर प्रेजेंट होता है, आर यू गेटिंग, एंड टू दिस रिसेप्टर ओनली योर क्लॉट इज गेटिंग अटैच्ड, योर फाइब्रिन इज गेटिंग अटैच्ड. अंडरस्टूड? अभी ये जो रिसेप्टर है ना, जो प्लाज्मिन का, इट इज कॉमन फॉर योर फाइब्रिन क्लॉट ऑल्सो एंड योर एंटीप्लाज्मिन ऑल्सो. आर यू गेटिंग? देयर इज प्लाज्मिन, देयर इज अ बॉल विच इज प्रेजेंट, बॉल के ऊपर एक रिसेप्टर है, बट उस रिसेप्टर के लिए देर आर टू कॉम्पिटिटर्स, वन इज योर फाइब्रिन एंड वन इज योर एंटीप्लाज्मिन. तो उसमें से एक ही बाइंड हो सकता है, एंड अगर एंटीप्लाज्मिन बाइंड नहीं होगा then it will not be producing its pharmacological action. Okay, I think you have understood. If you have not understood, you can ask me again. Okay, so now we go to the next slide. Now we come to the next thing. See, you have to read it one by one. First हमने क्या पढ़ा कि what is fibrin. Second हमने क्या पढ़ा, हमारी बॉडी में क्या मैकेनिज्म होता है. After that what we read कि हमारी बॉडी में जो एक्स्ट्रा प्लाज्मिन बना है वो कैसे न्यूट्रलाइज होता है. ओके, नाउ वी आर स्टडीइंग कि सपोज करो एक्सेसिव अमाउंट ऑफ प्लाज्मिनोजन इज एक्टिवेटेड. ओके, और यू कैन से दैट लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ प्लाज्मिन इज फ्लोटिंग इन ब्लड. ओके, then what will happen, it is possible that whatever antiplasmin which is secreted by our body is not able, just suppose it that 100 molecules of plasmin are floating in your blood, और इन 100 को न्यूट्रलाइज करने के लिए you require 100 units or 100 molecule of antiplasmin. Are you getting? But suppose करो your body is producing only 80 molecules of antiplasmin. तो ये 80 जो है it will neutralize the 80 molecules of your plasmin. बाकी का कितना रह गया? 20 plasmins are left over in blood. अभी ये 20 प्लाज्मिन जो ब्लड में रह गए हैं वो क्या करेंगे? दिस आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन्ड यू. दे कॉज डिग्रेडेशन ऑफ द अदर प्रोटीन्स लाइक कोएगुलेशन फैक्टर्स विच आर प्रेजेंट इन अवर ब्लड, एंड एज ए रिजल्ट व्हाट मे हैपन, देयर विल बी ब्लीडिंग, एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड एज हेमोरेज. ओके, सो हैव यू अंडरस्टूड? यस, प्लीज शेयर विद मी इन द चैट बॉक्स. Anybody is having doubt up till here, you can ask me. Okay, so we proceed further. Now we come to the actual pharmacological part, the drugs. Okay, just a minute. So now we proceed further. Now see, so there are basically 3 drugs which are very widely used nowadays as a fibrinolytic agent. The first one is the streptokinase, okay. Second one is the urokinase and the third one is the alteplase. So first हम पढ़ेंगे streptokinase. As the name itself indicates, it is obtained from a microorganism जिसका नाम है streptococci, okay, beta hemolytic streptococci, okay. So this agent is obtained from this organism. What is its mechanism of action? It combines with circulating plasminogen. जो भी plasminogen हमारे blood में extra फ्लो कर रहा होता है उसके साथ बाइंड होता है. इट फॉर्म्स अ कॉम्प्लेक्स एंड एज ए रिजल्ट व्हाट इट डज, इट डू नॉट अलाउ द प्लाज्मिनोजन टू गेट इट कन्वर्टेड इनटू प्लाज्मिन, ओके. सो इसका यूज क्या है? इट इज अ फाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एजेंट, आर यू गेटिंग. प्लस उसके साथ साथ ये एक और काम करता है कि वॉट एवर प्लाज्मिन दैट इज प्रेजेंट इन ब्लड, उसको it forms a complex with that, and as a result it do not allow the conversion of plasminogen into plasmin. because देखो कोई भी चीज plasminogen is inactive form, अगर वो ब्लड में कितनी भी देर तक फ्लो करेगी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, there will be no adverse effect seen. but as and when it will be converted into an active form like plasmin, it will be dangerous for the body and it can cause internal bleeding. Understood? So this you have to remember, this is one of the advantage. Its T half life is 30 to 80 minutes. Okay. There is one drawback of this agent. For this drug you require a initial loading dose. मतलब starting में आपको ज़्यादा dose देना पड़ता है. And second drawback is that why the initial loading dose should be large, that I'll explain you. यहाँ पे आपको reason मिलेगा. If the person, देखो streptococci is a microorganism which is causing number of infections. Okay. Like for example respiratory tract infection, it is very common, okay. So अगर suppose करो I am a person and I am having cough and cold and I am using, and that cough and cold is due to streptococci and I am using one antibiotic, are you getting. जैसे ही वो streptococci मुझे infection cause करेगा, मेरी body में antibody produce होना start हो जाएंगे against that organism. So now my body, अगर next time again if the same organism will come inside my body will destroy that microorganism. Understood? Vaccine जो देते हैं उसका यही purpose होता है. All of you know that. Okay. So since this drug is obtained from microorganism streptococci, and if you are taking, if in life you have taken anti-streptococcal medicines, and due to taking that anti-streptococcal medicine antibodies are generated in your body, then what will happen in that case? If you are taking streptokinase, your body will react with this streptokinase and there will be no use of using this drug. Are you getting? This drug will be inactivated. Have you understood? I am a person, I have got cough and cold due to a microorganism called streptococci. Okay, my body has produced antibodies against that organism. अभी I am all right. Next time जब मुझे infection होगा तो जो मेरे अंदर antibody है, they will destroy that external organism. The same thing is happening here. Are you getting? क्योंकि ये microorganism से हमें मिलता है. अगर आप इसको लेते हो and already आपकी body में antibody है, then that antibody will destroy the streptokinase and the fibrinolytic effect will be lost. So this is one of the major drawbacks. Adverse effect, hypersensitive reaction, anaphylaxis, all the antibiotic almost, okay, like cephalosporin हो गया, आपका penicillin हो गया, they are associated with one or more hypersensitivity reactions. Okay, so this is very common, but anaphylaxis is not common. Anaphylaxis is seen only with certain antibiotics like your penicillin and cephalosporin. Okay, so this is, ये आपको ध्यान में रखना है. If a person is very sensitive or you can say hypersensitive, then before giving this agent, before giving this drug, you have to test the sensitivity of the person. You have to do a sensitivity testing. Okay, and repeat doses are less effective due to neutralization. This I already told you. Okay, अगर आप बार बार you are giving this agent to a person, then since it is obtained from microorganism, आपकी body में antibody develop होंगे and your body will not respond to this drug. So if you are using once, आपने लाइफ में कभी you have never used एंटी स्ट्रेप्टोकोकल एंटीबॉडी एंड आपकी बॉडी में क्लॉट फॉर्म हो गया, तो फर्स्ट टाइम जब आप लोगे द ड्रग विल बी वेरी इफेक्टिव, बट इफ यू विल रिपीट द डोजेस द इफेक्टिवनेस विल डिक्रीज, okay, because of the generation of antibodies. Now the next drug is urokinase. As the name itself indicates, uro means urine. Earlier this enzyme was isolated from human urine, okay, but nowadays it is prepared from cultured human kidney cells. Okay, human kidney cells को culture करते हैं and from there this enzyme is isolated. इसका जो T half life is 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, which is less than the streptokinase. Understood? See this. its T half life is 30 to 80 minutes. इसका T half life only 10 to 15 minutes है, but it has got several advantages. First of all, it is non-antigenic. इसको लेने से आपकी बॉडी में एंटीबॉडी प्रोड्यूस नहीं होंगे. फर्स्ट एडवांटेज. जो भी आपके स्ट्रेप्टोकाइनेस के डिसएडवांटेजेस है ना, दे ऑल आर एडवांटेजेस ऑफ यूरोकाइनेस. ओके, इट इज नॉट एंटीजेनिक. सेकेंड, नो हाइपोटेंशन. यस, mild fever is seen and it is generally used when a person is not showing response to streptokinase. Okay, the third drug which is widely used nowadays is Alteplase. Alteplase is new drug and it is prepared by recombinant DNA technology, and in short it is written as RTPA. It is asked in exam for 2 marks. Streptokinase पूछते हैं, Alteplase is asked widely. Okay, it is produced from human tissue culture, okay, but by the process of recombinant DNA technology, and it activates the yes, this is the major advantage of this drug. See this, it activates only the plasminogen which is bound to fibrin. Understood? So this is what we require. बाकी जो ड्रग्स है ना, वो ब्लड में जो प्लाज्मिनोजन है उसको भी एक्टिवेट कर देते हैं, which is not required because it will cause internal bleeding. But this drug Alteplase, it activates only the plasminogen which is bound to fibrin. So this is one advantage of Alteplase. Okay, it has little action. See, it is mentioned here, which I just told you, that it has little action on the circulating plasminogen. But there is one drawback, that its T half life is only 4 to 8 minutes and it is given by IV infusion. But here what you have to remember, this drug is usually given along with heparin. Heparin is a anticoagulant. Alteplase क्या है? It is a fibrinolytic agent. So both of them work together. Why this combination is given? Because दोनों का action almost same है. And next is Alteplase का जो T half life है, it is very less. Okay, it is non-antigenic. These are the minor adverse effect: nausea, hypotension, fever. But yes, since it is produced by recombinant DNA technology, it is quite expensive and not affordable by everyone. Okay. Uses, as I told you, in all the cases where there is formation of fibrin or clot, you will use this. Okay. First is acute myocardial infarction. अगर myocardial infarction होने का main reason है formation of clot due to elevated amount of cholesterol and everything. Okay, so wherever there is clot, you will have to break the clot, and for breaking that clot, you will require fibrinolytic agent. So how it is, why it is effective in myocardial infarction? It is the first line drug with stent placement. Okay, कई सारे लोग होते हैं जिनकी सर्जरी होती है और उनके हार्ट में स्टेंट रखते हैं. Okay, so in that case it is required. Because see, why it is required is, अगर आपने स्टेंट लगाया है हार्ट में, then it is a external thing. Are you getting? And whenever you are adding something from outside, then what will happen? Your body will start its own activity and there are chances of blood coagulation. Understood? So जब भी stent लगाते हैं तो it is given. So it is these are the first line drug. Now see, it will be disconnected in less than 1 minute, so you have to join it again. नेक्स्ट व्हाट इट डज, इट कॉजेज रीकैनलाइजेशन ऑफ थ्रोम्बोस्ड आर्टरी. अगर किसी आर्टरी में क्लॉट बना हुआ है उसको ब्रेक कर देते हैं एंड दे रीकैनलाइज द आर्टरी, मीन्स दे मेक द आर्टरी एम्प्टी फ्रॉम द क्लॉट. ओके, in 50 to 90% cases, but this depend upon the patient. Okay, aspirin with or without heparin. Okay, generally these drugs are given with heparin, as I told you, or aspirin can also be added after thrombolysis to prevent reocclusion. It means what? You can message me if any doubt is there, and after lecture if any doubt you can ask me. So we will continue now. See what we were discussing in myocardial infarction. First of all, it causes the breakdown of clot, and second, it recanalizes the thrombosed artery in 50 to 90% cases. बट वॉट यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड, यहाँ पे आपको क्या पॉइंट याद रखना है कि अगर आपने एक बार किसी पेशेंट को फाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एजेंट दिया है, देन आफ्टर द ट्रीटमेंट इज ओवर यू हैव टू गिव एस्पिरिन और हिपैरिन, okay, for certain period of time as prescribed by the physician. And why it is given? It is given because there are chances of reformation of clot. Okay, why there are chances of reformation of clot? What is the reason? Because I have told you earlier that अगर क्लॉट बन गया है किसी ब्लड वेसल में and it is very fixed clot, thrombus है, okay, it has attached to the arterial wall very firmly, then what will happen, अगर आप उस क्लॉट को ब्रेक करोगे then some kind of injury will occur to your artery, and there are, अगर कोई टाइप की इंजरी होती है in your blood vessel wall, then there are chances of formation of clot once again. Okay, because any kind of injury will trigger the inflammatory response in our body. Understood? Now we come to the, okay, fibrinolytic therapy is also recommended in unstable angina, because what is the reason? Unstable angina occurs due to blockade of the coronary arteries. The chest pain is due to the blockade of coronary arteries. Okay, deep vein thrombosis. What is deep vein thrombosis? ये मैंने आपको coagulation chapter में भी explain किया था. When the formation of thrombus is inside the veins. Okay, pulmonary embolism, when the clot which is formed in your artery is floating and it has gone to your lungs and वहाँ पे जाके उसने pulmonary artery को block कर दिया, that is called as the pulmonary embolism. So you can use this in pulmonary embolism also. Peripheral arterial occlusion. Peripheral arterial occlusion, the arteries which are present in peripheral parts of our body, if they are occluded means blocked due to clot formation, then also you can use the fibrinolytic agent and it can recanalize 40% limb artery. Okay, now see, अगर आपने देखा होगा कई सारे लोग होते हैं जिनका अगर एक्सीडेंट हो गया है, एक्सीडेंट होने के अगर पीपल डॉक्टर्स यूजुअली से कि जैसे ही किसी भी पेशेंट को स्ट्रोक होता है या फिर एक्सीडेंट होता है तो तुरंत उसे हॉस्पिटल ले जाते हैं. क्यों ले जाते हैं? व्हाट इज द नीड? द मेजर थिंग इज दैट जितनी जल्दी आप पेशेंट को हॉस्पिटल पहुंचाओगे उतनी जल्दी उसको स्पेसिफिक ट्रीटमेंट मिलेगा एंड द पर्सन विल बी क्योर्ड. Understood? If a person suffers a stroke, then it is said that the person should be brought to hospital within 3 hours. Okay, so that what will happen, जो clot बन गया है, stroke क्यों आता है? Due to formation of clot. तो वो क्लॉट जो है, अगर आपको किसी को स्ट्रोक आया है एंड आपने 3 घंटे में उसको हॉस्पिटल पहुंचा दिया, देन देयर आर चांसेस कि वो पर्सन जो है वो ठीक हो जाए. नाउ हियर व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग, इफ अ पर्सन इज देयर और उसका एक्सीडेंट हो गया है एंड आप मतलब द लेग्स आर कट, और अगर आप उसको प्रॉपरली टाइम पे लेके गए हॉस्पिटल, देन the chances are there that the whatever clot is there which has formed in that particular limb will be cleared off if the proper treatment is given within 72 hours. Okay, it is indicated only when surgical thrombectomy is not possible. Okay, in this case if there is a peripheral artery occlusion, periphery में अगर occlusion हो गया है, clot बन गया है, then first surgical thrombectomy is done. अगर आप सर्जिकल थ्रोम्बेक्टमी नहीं कर सकते then these agents are prescribed. Okay, but it is not effective in chronic peripheral vascular disease. Chronic peripheral vascular disease में effective नहीं होता है. Okay, like nephropathy you can say. Next is stroke. This already I told you. Yes, this I already have explained you that RTPA, that is recombinant alteplase, is approved for used in ischemic stroke within 3 hours of onset, which I have already explained you. Okay. Okay. Now, can anybody tell me? I am unmuting you. हमने कोएगुलेंट पढ़ा, एंटी कोएगुलेंट पढ़ा. ओके, अभी एंटी कोएगुलेंट और फाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एजेंट में क्या डिफरेंस है? What is the use of anticoagulant agent and what is the difference between both? Can anybody tell me? Yes? Okay, ये बताओ मुझे एंटीकोएगुलेंट का काम क्या होता है? Aditi, what is the function of, what is the use of anticoagulant agent? I am not able to hear.
Anticoagulants are used. Hello?
Yes, tell.
To stop, to break the clot or thrombus.
No. That is fibrinolytic. Okay.
Thinning the blood.
Okay. You can write in the chat box.
Makes the blood less viscous.
You write in chat box. एंटीकोएगुलेंट का काम क्या होता है? एंटीकोएगुलेंट, इट प्रिवेंट द कोएगुलेशन. आर यू गेटिंग? अगर क्लॉट फॉर्म नहीं हुआ है आपके ब्लड में, देन एंटीकोएगुलेंट्स व्हाट दे विल डू, दे विल नॉट अलाउ द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ क्लॉट. ब्लड बिकम्स लेस विस्कस. यस, एंटीकोएगुलेंट का काम क्या होता है? टू स्टॉप द कोएगुलेशन फैक्टर्स फ्रॉम फॉर्मिंग अ क्लॉट. वो क्लॉट को बनने नहीं देते एंटीकोएगुलेंट एजेंट. वेयर एज fibrinolytic agents, they break the already formed clot. अगर clot already बन गया है तो आप anticoagulant लोगे तो इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा, because clot has already been formed inside your blood vessel. Okay, so अगर clot बन चुका है and you have to break that clot, then you require fibrinolytic agent. But अगर clot नहीं बना है, your blood is viscous, there are chances of formation of clot. In those conditions, you have to use anticoagulant. The agent which prevent clotting. What is the definition? The agent which prevent clotting are called as anticoagulants. And what is fibrinolytic? The agent which break the already formed clot. Are you getting? So आपने अभी देखा होगा, मैंने आपको uses में एक point बताया that whenever you are giving fibrinolytic agent, आप उसके साथ heparin दे सकते हो as a anticoagulant and aspirin दे सकते हो as a antiplatelet, which help in, or you can say that they do not allow the formation of clot again. I have used this sentence. आपकी बॉडी में एक क्लॉट है, फाइब्रिनोलाइटिक यूज करके आपने उस क्लॉट को ब्रेक कर दिया. दोबारा क्लॉट ना बने इसके लिए आपको क्या देना पड़ेगा? यू विल हैव टू गिव एंटीकोएगुलेंट एजेंट लाइक हेपेरिन और वॉरफेरिन और एंटीप्लेटलेट एजेंट लाइक एस्पिरिन. नाउ इज इट क्लियर? अभी भी नहीं हुआ है क्लियर तो मुझे मैसेज करो. Okay. Now, yes. Now the next topic, it is very small topic. Antifibrinolytic agent. Name itself indicate it will act when the dose of fibrinolytic agent is given more. Okay. जब भी सर्जरी कर रहे हैं डॉक्टर्स एंड बाय मिस्टेक दे हैव गिवन extra dose of fibrinolytic, okay, then it is required immediately to infuse antifibrinolytic agent. Understood? Because it will be dangerous, it will be life threatening. अगर आपने fibrinolytic का ज़्यादा डोज ले लिया, then as discussed now, there will be severe internal bleeding and the person can die because of hemorrhage. Okay, so the agent which inhibit plasminogen activation and dissolution of clot. Okay, now EACA, these are the agents. EACA, what is EACA? Epsilon aminocaproic acid, tranexamic acid and aproteinin. इसमें से ये जो फर्स्ट टू हैं, ये these are widely used and they are asked in exams. ये जो चैप्टर है ना आपका, ये हमेशा शॉर्ट आंसर में ही पूछते हैं. 2 मार्क्स में पूछेंगे, 5 मार्क्स में, नॉट 5 में भी बहुत कम पूछते हैं, बेसिकली इन 2 मार्क्स. ओके, सो एंटीफाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एजेंट एप्सिलॉन aminocaproic acid. What is its mechanism of action? It is a analog of amino acid lysine. It means what? इसका जो structure है वो lysine के जैसा है, which is a amino acid. It binds with the lysine binding site on plasminogen and plasmin, so that plasmin is not able to bind with fibrin and lysine. So since it is a antifibrinolytic agent, what it will do? It will stop the activity of fibrinolytic agent. And how it will stop the activity of fibrinolytic agent? या आप इसको दूसरे वर्ड में क्या बोल सकते हो? Fibrinolytic agents को inhibit करता है. It means what? It stimulates the formation of clot. Are you getting? So this you have to remember. You have to understand the meaning. Antifibrinolytic agents are those agents which prevent the breakdown of clot. Are you getting? So they will act like a coagulating agent. Understood? So now कहाँ पे bind होते हैं? They bind on the plasminogen and plasmin, both of them. But where they bind? They bind with the lysine binding site. Plasminogen और plasmin पे all of you know, in every cell, in everything receptors are present. Okay, on cell membrane. So plasminogen और plasmin के ऊपर भी there are binding sites. Binding sites are nothing but these are the receptor molecules. They are present. So this agent, that is EACA, will bind to the lysine binding site which is present on plasminogen and plasmin, so that plasmin is not able to bind with fibrin. Okay, ये क्या करेगा? प्लाज्मिन और प्लाज्मिनोजन से जाके बाइंड हो जाएगा ताकि जो प्लाज्मिन है ना वो फाइब्रिन को ब्रेक ना कर पाए. Are you getting? So this is the mechanism of action. Whenever it is given, when it is given overdose of streptokinase, urokinase, alteplase, ये तीनों ड्रग्स हम एज अ फाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एजेंट यूज करते हैं. तो अगर इसका ओवरडोज होता है तो यू हैव टू गिव एंटी फाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एजेंट टू प्रिवेंट रीअकरेंस ऑफ सब एरेक्नॉइड एंड जीआई हेमरेज. जस्ट नाउ आई टोल्ड यू दिस इज ऑल्सो एसोसिएटेड विद यूरोकाइनेस एंड स्ट्रेप्टोकाइनेस. ओके, हेमरेज अगर कोई पर्सन है, आर यू गेटिंग, एंड द पर्सन इज हैविंग अल्सर्स इन स्टमक. So I have told you that if the ulcer is severe, then there is internal bleeding also and the person can die. तो वो bleeding को prevent करने के लिए, उस hemorrhage को prevent करने के लिए भी कभी कभी the doctors prescribe the antifibrinolytic agents. Okay, traumatic and surgical bleeding. Surgery के time पे जो not only after giving these agents. एक यूज तो क्या है कि अगर आपने ये ड्रग्स दिया और इसका ओवरडोज हो गया तो आप क्या दोगे? एंटीफाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एजेंट दोगे. बट कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि सर्जरी के टाइम पे देयर इज ब्लीडिंग. ओके, तो उस ब्लीडिंग को रोकने के लिए भी आप एंटीफाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एजेंट दे सकते हो. ट्रॉमेटिक मीन्स सपोज करो किसी पर्सन का एक्सीडेंट हो गया, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ ब्लड लॉस, तो टू अवॉइड दैट ब्लड लॉस ऑल्सो यू कैन गिव द एंटीफाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एजेंट. बट ये जो एजेंट होता है ना, दिस इज गिवन अलॉन्ग विद अदर ड्रग्स. इट इज नॉट, आप ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते कि किसी का एक्सीडेंट हुआ है तो हम उसको सिर्फ एंटीफाइब्रिनोलाइटिक एजेंट देंगे. आर यू गेटिंग? इट इज गिवन इन कॉम्बिनेशन विद अदर ड्रग्स. और ये हम ऑलरेडी पढ़ चुके हैं शॉक में. जब हाइपोवोलेमिक शॉक होता है तो वी आर गिविंग फ्लूइड्स. इन अलॉन्ग विद दैट फ्लूइड यू कैन गिव दिस ऑल्सो. ओके, then abruptio placentae, PPH, menorrhea. In any condition where there is excessive bleeding, you can give antifibrinolytic agents. Adverse effect, myopathy, okay, damage to the muscular cells. Then rapid IV injection causes hypotension, bradycardia, arrhythmia, and you have to use with caution in patient with renal disease. Okay, so this is about the EACA. Next agent is tranexamic acid. It is 7 times more potent than the earlier drug. Almost the uses are same. See, it is given here. It is given when the overdose of fibrinolytic is done. Okay, bypass surgery में देते हैं after cardiopulmonary bypass or any kind of surgery wherever there is bleeding, after tonsillectomy, prostatic surgery, tooth extraction in hemophilics. Okay, see, tonsillectomy is also a type of surgery. Prostatic surgery, in any kind of surgery, या जब आप tooth extraction के लिए जाते हो, then also there are chances of there is bleeding, so this can be given. Okay, recurrent epistaxis, if the person is having recurrent epistaxis, बार बार उसको nasal bleeding होती है, then it can be given. In any kind of trauma, bleeding peptic ulcer, this is also same. Adverse effect, headache, nausea. So as you can see, the adverse effect of tranexamic acid are less severe as compared to the EACA. Understood? So these are the two drugs which are used. Now there is one point written here, thrombophlebitis of injected vein. This is one of the adverse effect which is seen if you are giving it by the IV route, then it causes thrombophlebitis. Okay, that is the inflammation of the blood vessels will be seen. Okay, so it is seen with the tranexamic acid and not with the EACA. Okay, so this is about this chapter. It was a very short chapter. इसमें से आपको क्वेश्चन क्या पूछेंगे? Write a short note on fibrinolytic agents. Okay, या फिर डायरेक्टली name any two fibrinolytic agent, name any two anti-fibrinolytic agent. Okay, ये जो चैप्टर है आपका, it is generally asked in MCQs. Streptokinase, it is always asked. Streptokinase क्या है? It belongs to which class? What is alteplase? Okay, so yeah, it is a fibrinolytic. What is EACA? So this chapter is easy also, and you don't have to skip any chapter of Cology to be said. But this is little bit easy, and it is asked in MCQs and short answer. Never asked in long questions. Okay, so that is all for today. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Yes. Okay, you can answer in chat box also. कोई क्वेश्चन है तो पूछो. Okay, so मुझे लगता है आपको कोई डाउट नहीं है. It is very much clear. Okay, so I'll end the meeting now, and I'm sending you the quiz, so you have to attend that. So thank you so much for today.